Another big game going on for the Kings, and they lead at the half, 54-45. Domantas Sabonis was just having his way when he got the ball. I like the ball movement. I thought it was moving from side to side. I thought it was a better looking offense than I saw last night, and so far so good.
Yeah, not bad, Grant. I mean, the Kings certainly have missed some opportunities, but Phoenix has turned the ball over a ton, and the Kings have they've gotten 11 points off those turnovers. Good there.
The Suns look awful to me. They look horrible.
It doesn't feel like it's going to last for 48
No.
minutes, but the team's inconsistent, so who knows? Maybe it will.
They look awful. They don't look like they even want to be on the court. Jerry, pretty good first half for the Kings, up 54-45.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, certainly it started slow, but the defense was good all the way through. Really put some pressure on the Suns, as you guys pointed out. I mean, Suns very sloppy with the ball, and that's really maybe the separation. I mean, it's a case where the Kings had the kind of half they needed to have, and sadly, though, I know that with Durant and Booker, they can get it going pretty quick, and so far it's been Kings really playing well, and certainly Domas and Keegan Murray I think have been terrific.
Jerry, how much of a product of Phoenix missing shots is them just being wide open and missing, or is it the Kings defense?
Well, I think the Kings are doing a good job of putting some pressure on the ball. Now they've missed open shots. There's no doubt about that. But that's why a lot of those turnovers. I mean, they're getting hands on balls. They're challenging dribblers. They're doing a lot of good things. I mean, this team's defense really in the last month has been a lot better than the offense. I think that's which I would have never thought I'd say, but they have more trouble at times scoring than they have certainly in the last year. So yeah, good defense and really the ball's moving pretty well on offense, but we know that in second halves the game will get a little more physical. They'll let a few more things go and scoring's going to get tougher. So I think it's one of those deals that whoever gets to 100 first is probably going to win.
Both teams really struggling with their perimeter shot, so we'll keep an eye on that in the second half as well. Both these teams are a little fatigued. The Kings, I think, more so playing last night, 3 games in 4 nights, 3 games in 4 nights for Phoenix, but they were off last night. We'll see if that catches up with the Kings in the second half. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, the last time the Kings were in this scenario, 3 games in 4 nights, they had a very good half against the Dallas Mavericks after playing Philadelphia the night before. And then in the second half, Dallas steamrolled them. So just let's keep an eye on that third quarter.
Yeah, it's really definitely going to need the bench to step up there, Lyles. I mean, Davion Mitchell's been outstanding, and so you're going to need some good production there. But I think will be another one because Nurkic is much like Sabonis. He's going to throw his body right into guys and to draw fouls.
Also, keep in mind that the Lakers won earlier. So if the Kings don't win this game, they're going to fall to 9. Right now, New Orleans is leading Golden State 82-68 in San Francisco with 2 minutes left to go in the third. But again, the Lakers have already won their game. It was a kind of a lucky win against an injury-depleted Memphis team, but they got the W. And again, the Kings have to win or else they fall to 9.
Yeah, the Lakers really got by with a foul late in the game, I thought, against Jaren Jackson that then led to a technical and the whole bit. But really, Memphis had them right till the end.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but they somehow or another Lakers got a call. Who would have thought?
Yeah, and also keep in mind that if New Orleans beats Golden State and the Kings beat Phoenix, New Orleans clinches the 6th seed. So, to me, I got to tell you, the way the Suns look, I would love for the Kings to end up playing them. And to me, it wouldn't matter whether it would be in Phoenix or Sacramento. I think they would beat them.
Well, I think the way the teams are playing right now, I mean, I think certainly the Warriors and Lakers and Kings, certainly the Pelicans are all playing better than the Suns have been.
Yes.
But,
yes.
But we also know, and I mean, really, I think this thing scares me. Durant and Booker both are capable of 20, 25-point halves. We've seen it a number of times. And if you can keep those guys under control, and I think Kings will have be able to win the ball game.
Yeah,
To
I
me,
think you.
go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I was going to say you got to keep your foot on the pressure. The Suns are 25th in the NBA in turning the ball over, so it works perfectly into Sacramento hands. And out of the 3 teams remaining, I guess the Warriors are pretty bad too, but the Suns are a good matchup. Yes.
Yeah, and I think it does. The Kings' 3 guards, certainly Davion, Ellis, and Fox, are all really good defenders. They're quicker. You got more quickness, and they're really creating some problems. And so the more you see the ball pressure, and I think even picking up before the half court line, really making those guys work, I think really works to the Kings' advantage.
The Suns, just to me though, there's something wrong here. They don't even look like they want to be on the court. Their body language, everything. I mean, for such a big game, I just, and I'm not talking about the score. I'm just talking about like the way I'm looking at the Suns. They don't look cohesive at all to me.
Certainly don't look like a happy team. And I don't know if
No.
that's because of, sometimes you get a lot of big stars, and there's still only one ball. And there's no real distributor there, like with the Kings with Fox or Sabonis. I mean, they have guys they go to move the basketball, but basically Booker and Durant and Beal are all guys who like to play off the dribble.
Yeah, I'm going to give I'm going to give the Kings defense a little bit of credit here because the plan's working perfectly in terms of getting into the passing lanes. That's what they've wanted to do. And to a degree, Phoenix has looked like there's 5 seconds on the shot clock when there's 15 many times. They've kept them off balance.
Yeah, that'll be the key to the second half. I mean, it's got to be more of the same. And certainly, I think it looks like Harrison Barnes and Keegan are both really looking to be aggressive offensively, which is absolutely necessary, without Monk in particular. And I mean, Ellis and Davion will do what they do, but you really need points from the forwards.
54-45 at the half, Sacramento with the lead. And, again, the other issue here, if you win this game, all right, you're going to be at home in the play-in. All right, you're going to be a home game, so keep that in mind as well. There's a lot to play for, just like there was a lot to play for last night. But the matchups for New Orleans are totally different. I mean, the Suns, to me, when they double Durant, it just seems that their offense is not able to make the quick passes. And when they did get their open shot guys, and the Suns had some open threes, just like the Kings did, they didn't make them. They didn't make them at all.
No, and I mean, and you have to be concerned because they've got a lot of good 3-point shooters.
Yes.
And so, so the Kings have got to be aware of that. And like I say, with the double teams with Durant, especially, you want to send guys at him, but boy, you want to get your rotations, get back to those shooters.
Yeah, no doubt. But you hit the nail on the head with that 3-guard lineup, Jerry. And the focus on not having a distributor, that is huge for the Suns. Lots of shooters, but you got to get the ball to them first.
Yeah, and you got to want to throw it to somebody first. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, I think that's the strength of that team. I mean, they've got some great individual players who can go score by themselves, but when they're not getting good shots, it just really slows down the offense, and that's what we saw in the first half. I want to see it in the second half too, where they're slogging through to get baskets.
Guys, does Fox look 100% to you after what we saw last night in the closing minutes of the game when he stepped on the foot of the defender?
He doesn't quite to me. I mean, I will say this for him. I mean, he's certainly not shown it on the defensive end. I think he is being a little more selective offensively. I also think, though, for the Kings to win the ball game, Fox is probably going to need to score 12 to 15 in the second half. Be going to have to be Fox-like for at least in the second half.
Yeah, I'm looking, Jerry. I don't know if you noticed this or Grant. Fox's lateral movement to me is not there as much. The straight up and down or forward and back is there, but that's usually the ankle problem right there.
Okay, well, then let's talk a little bit about the bench. All right. I know that Mitchell, I thought, played well. He didn't shoot well. Only 7 points from the bench in the third game in 4 nights. I think that's going to have to get better, guys, in this second half if the Kings are going to win. They're going to have to get more production from those guys.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, that is a real concern. I mean, this bench is thin. It was thin even with Malik Monk available.
Yep.
And, like I say, with Monk, I mean, what you miss there is just so much. I mean, I've always said he probably gave Domas Sabonis 2 baskets a game, and he also gave Domas ability to get 2 more assists a game. I mean, those two guys
Good
really
point.
there's kind of a multiplier in effect that sometimes you forget.
Yep.
And there's no way I don't think I'm making that up. So that's why I think Murray and Harrison Barnes are so valuable. They're going to have to play more minutes than usual and be productive.
Only an 8-man rotation, Ryan.
Yeah, only an 8-man rotation. That's pretty tight. So you're going to have to get a spark. I think Trey Lyles is probably the place where it comes from, especially if those open threes are going to be there. But Jerry, let me ask you this. Does it look like the Kings are doing much more offensively than touching the paint and just kicking it out?
That's pretty much it. I think, yeah, I don't, I mean, other than just the normal stuff that you're seeing with dribble handoffs or screens out front, I think, I'll be surprised if the Suns don't play a little zone here in the second half. So
yeah,
I think be ready for that. See how the Kings handle it. Some nights they play against it very well, and other nights not so much. But I just be convinced that Coach Vogel will throw a zone at them at some point.
Great point.
Well, right now, again, the Kings have the lead 54-45. We'll have the post-game show coming up in a little more than an hour, and the beam needs to be lit tonight, or else the Kings are going to fall all the way to 9, which means they have to win on Sunday against Portland, and would have to hope that the Lakers lose at New Orleans. So there's a lot on the line here. There's a lot on the line.
Yeah, and fellas, I'm just telling you, I need some beam. I cannot go another night beamless. So that's all there is to it. I need some beam.
Well, we'll see if we can help you out. Jerry, thank you
Jerry.
very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right.
Thanks, Jerry.
Talk to you on Sunday. We normally would give predictions here. I don't know what to predict because both these teams have really not played well in the last recent stretch. I mean, Phoenix got embarrassed at home 2 games ago without Kawhi Leonard and without James Harden. And then without Leonard, without Harden, without George, without Westbrook, they had to battle in the fourth just to beat the Clippers. And now here they are down 9. I have, you know what? I'm going to make sure I say this carefully. As I predict this second half, I have less confidence in the Suns than I have more confidence in the Kings. In other words, I think the Kings now, after what I saw in the first half from Phoenix, a lethargic, didn't look like they want to be on the court team. To me, I've got less confidence in them being able to win this game than I have more confidence in the Kings beating a good Phoenix team, which is they're not right now. So for that reason, I'm going to I thought the Kings would get blown out tonight. But after what I saw from Phoenix in those first 2 quarters, they don't even look like they care. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I know they care, but they don't really, they don't. You wouldn't know if you had no idea what was at stake for this game, and I asked you to analyze the Phoenix Suns, you wouldn't give them a very good grade. You would go, they don't really look like it's that big of a game for them.
Well, I certainly wouldn't think that they have 2 of the biggest stars in the game, only putting up 45 and all the turnovers in the first half. But that's what it comes down to. I think you make a great point about the confidence. I really think we've seen both teams. They're not great enough to pull away. So who's going to make that, or they're not good enough to come back on the other team. We've already seen a half of basketball. So Grant, can the Kings make the run here, or can the Suns make the run? That's going to be what it's going to be about.
Well, again, it's there's a lot on the line. There was a lot on the line last night. I like the way the Kings have bounced back after that brutal loss last night. I mean, I do like the way they're playing. I would say that, and I like the effort, the intensity. I mean, there wasn't a possession where I looked at the Kings and go, "Gee, you know what? They're playing hard," and I like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll be on right after the game. We're looking forward to it. Ryan, 54-45. We'll see if the beam can be lit tonight.
I sure hope so for Jerry. You're going to have an unhappy Mr. Reynolds and by default, an unhappy Mrs. Reynolds. So get that beam lit. Let's go.
We'll talk to you a little more than an hour.